Hello and welcome to the Hub. I'm Sam.
Um,
And today we're reviewing,
Gotham.
season 4. It's back. Episode 1, Pax Penguina. As Oswald mentions later, is a kind of thing to the Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar
Yeah.
thing that I forgot what he called it, but it's Pax something. So yeah, my standout scene for the episode, I'm going to get right into it, and I didn't really expect this, was the whole when Bruce went and battered those two people with the licenses, and then you had like Ra's al Ghul in the doorway and stuff like that. I mean, I remember reading he was going to be in it, but for some reason I was thinking they were going to like bypass it. And
That it was cool, but I don't know how I felt about it
because he made a noise
no,
and
because
Bruce turned round.
it's no because from the Bruce thing, it seemed almost too easy. Like I know that is a random foes and he's meant to be Batman, but he's not a Batman yet. Like he just jumped down there and beat the crap out of him.
Yeah. Well, he has been kind of basically he has been training for like, I don't know what it is in terms of, but 1.5 seasons, and I think they've skipped 3 months now, haven't they? So I guess it's been training for 2 years. I mean, if I was doing that sort of stuff for 2 years, you could probably pull that stuff off, you know what I mean? And I figure he must have learnt quite a lot when he was with the sensei. Or I forget what they called. They gave him a dumb name, and then they ended up calling him Sensei. But I can't remember what it was. But he was training weapons there, and they're the League of Assassins. So I mean, you got to think he's like. I think he was there for like a couple months as well. But they weren't really direct with the timeline. I think it was like an off remark by Alfred, where you kind of find out what the kind of timeline's been. That has been like a couple months or whatever. So yeah, I'd expect that from the premier assassins.
I suppose I'm still trying to work out what they're setting up though. Are they setting up Ray bringing him over to train?
What?
This is the one thing that's always thrown me about Batman training with Ra's al Ghul. You know, they made it the League of Shadows in Batman Begins. Why would he join something called the League of Assassins? He'd never do it.
Well, I've got information and I've seen stuff that kind of it's interesting because I like the character, but then I'm kind of like confused because like Ra's al Ghul's this like huge character, you know what I mean? Like forget outside of Gotham, like he's an immortal guy. He's been around for hundreds of years. He's got all these resources. As a powerful man, he can do anything. And in episode, I've seen preview pictures of episode 3, and there's a picture of him, and behind him's like Barbara Keane. So I'm sitting there thinking, oh, okay then. Because she comes back next episode, so I'm sitting there thinking, okay then, so for some reason, while he's been bumbling around Gotham, he's somehow stumbled across her and used the Lazarus Pit to bring her back to life, and she ain't shit. So why would he randomly do that? So in one sense, the fact he's concerning himself with that sort of stuff's annoying, but I like the character anyway, so yeah. What's your thoughts? You look perplexed.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I suppose I'm not meant to get it. I haven't seen it yet, but
okay, that's a sly dig at me.
Well, yeah, spoilers. it seems odd though. I don't know. Maybe there's something to it.
I've just blown people's mind. Whoever's watching this video now and just had that monologue, their minds are blown like yours. It's weird, right?
My surprise isn't her coming back. I knew that would happen, but what's thrown me is Ra's al Ghul bringing her back. I don't really get why you do it.
That's my point as well. I mean, okay, say he didn't bring her back, say she wasn't dead, but like, why is he hanging around with her? Still,
because that's what this show is. It's where all the villains get together, like Batman 66, and they have their little plans and do crap.
Yeah, but he's like he could, as I said, he can do like anything. He don't need to team up with anyone. I mean, he could do whatever himself by himself. He wouldn't even need the League of Assassins. So, yeah, that's kind of, to me, that's random, and it's completely, I guess, thrown off the tone of this video. Scarecrow, his comeback, which is kind of interesting as well. I like the whole things with the license and the whole Penguin. I was handing out licenses.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, Victor Zaz as well. They, I mean, he was turning it all the way up to 11, I think.
It was funny. It's an interesting version. I think I prefer that Zaz. Yeah, I quite like it. Zaz, the actual Zaz has always been a bit lame to me. I think this one's way more interesting. Then again, maybe he's a bit more generic. I don't know, but the actor went for it. You're right.
Yeah, I like the gags every couple of minutes. It was that thing with the, you had the guys come in and they were at the wedding, and then he checks out the ring and is like, yo, really? And then obviously Zaz comes in and mugs them off for the licenses and hauls them out, and then like a bunch more people come in and is like, these people have a license, and then he mugs the ring off as well. But yeah, there was a couple scenes where he was proper going for it. It's interesting because you see a brief reference, I think, when he first turned up in whatever season it was, where where the tally marks were referenced, but you've never really seen much past that. That was the only reference to his like comic book character with the tally marks. So I'm kind of, when I saw him pop up during the episode, I was expecting to see like another reference to that at least, but I guess they're shying away from it. But yeah, he almost comes off as a kind of like Deadshot kind of character, you know what I mean? Like everyone's remarking how like, oh, it's Victor Zaz, and everyone's nanging it, but in the professional sense, as opposed to just a crazy guy going out stalking people, killing them, and then tally marking himself. But yeah, I like the comedy thing, because I think Penguin's kind of serious in this one. Obviously, you got him opening up the Iceberg Lounge, and you got the people asking, like, it's interesting, like the reporters yeah, why'd you freeze him, and it's like he had a brain condition, and it's like, I'm pretty sure he's a wanted murderer, so it's like, it's interesting, like no one's like, yo, can we have his body? It's like they're just happy to just leave him frozen in the Iceberg Lounge. But I guess it's Gotham.
This is just the world they've created now. It's it's the same with Zad. I forget, like I said, I forget what season he was in, but I remember seeing him, so it must have been early. It might have been season 1, and that's the difference between then and what the show is now. It's just ham central. Everyone hams it up. The entire thing. It is as close to the Adam West Batman about being a comedy. Yeah. It's kind of like Batman '89, like
that. You got Tabitha and Catwoman there hanging out, and I guess they're in dire straits, and they were called up to quote unquote kiss Penguin's ring, and I guess be a part of their thing. It's like no one's got no hustle. It's like, why wouldn't they turn up and be like, look, okay, we'll be tight with you, but let us do our own thing outside the kind of thing. There were things that I was thinking, if I was them, I'd do that and whatever. You had her and Bruce reconcile. I guess they're all cool now. It's interesting, they're kind of severe with the things they do, like I liked the Bruce and Selena stuff, so I liked when they were up on the thing and he was it looked like, I'm trying to think, there was a point where I thought they were gonna like get hot, in the sense of one of them was gonna Bruce was gonna tell him he likes her, and I think they got cut off, and I think she goes to bring it up again, and then Alfred walks in. I like their stuff. I liked her and Tabitha kind of hanging out. As I was saying with Severity, Poison Ivy, her and Penguin were cool, the last few episodes of last season, and now in the space of this episode she's like turned on Penguin. That kind of stuff's annoying, you know what I mean, where like in the space of like one episode, all of a sudden it's like they're completely switched. So I wonder what Ivy's gonna do, because she's kind of...
That's a shame. I like that last season. I thought that worked pretty well.
Yeah, the thing is, like, now she's older, is like, where does she fit in? Like, if she kind of goes off and does her own thing, it's literally going to be her own thing, because she's going to have no one. It's not like she's going to be hanging about with Catwoman, is she? So
no Catwoman, no Harley Quinn. So what are you going to do? no Batman. Again, that's the bigger problem.
She's going to end up, I don't know, just going somewhere and becoming bitter, and then she's going to be like a villain. Yeah, Scarecrow. I liked his bit at the end. Those guys were... My thing was, like, the grey-haired guy, the leader of their gang and stuff like that, him coming in. In some sense, I kind of wish they'd give those characters, like, make them like characters from the comic book, even if they're throwaway, because like at one point I thought he was going to be like the rat catcher, just by the way he looked, and he was like donning the mask and stuff like that. I thought he was going to turn out to be like the rat catcher. I knew he weren't going to be around for long, but sometimes I kind of wish that they'd just throw in those characters, like instead of just bringing in like random ones and stuff like that. I know that they're kind of cut away, but yeah.
What was more my frustration, like you said, them being cut away, even though it suggested at something that I think could have been kind of interesting. Like, I forget exactly what it was, but his kind of point was kind of to be like an honourable villain, as opposed to the Penguin and whatnot. And I thought maybe they could have got deeper in that, but when he is someone you know is nobody, they're not really going to get to it.
Yeah, it's annoying when they name them, and it's like they look to be like the antagonist of the episode, and they name them, and it's like just some like random like original character. It's like you don't need to give them names. Sometimes that annoys me. You got Serious Bruce going about. I liked his kind of stuff with the Penguin, where he first kind of brings in and is like thanking him and fishing for evidence.
They're definitely up in the, as well as them going out in the streets, they're up into the detective stuff. He was basically doing Gordon's job for him. They even did the whole Batman disappearing thing.
That was batty.
I was so on the fence about that. Batman's like, oh cool, they've done it, and I thought, this doesn't really work when he's not a Batman, though, does it? How was he just walked out of that police station with no one noticing?
Exactly. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool, where he's like hooded up and he comes in to get the list off that guy. He's like doing a kind of a batty voice, and it's just like, I can't give it up, and like it's like, I can't give it up, and then Bruce is just like, and then walks out like the easiest grab ever.
Yeah, my one thing, like we kind of discussed before we went on air though, is when Bruce was making his old big speech thing towards the end and whatnot, is if they're going to make progress. I know they're only I see only 4 years in. 4 years is quite a way in now, and if they're going to make progress on him being Batman and doing the detective stuff and going out and stalking the streets, then they need to start developing the fake Bruce persona. Like, he was almost too serious in that. If he's at a party it up. Obviously it's an act. You've got to start fooling people about you're this party boy, playboy kid, rather than this super serious little weirdo.
Yeah,
because everyone's going to think, well, yeah, it makes sense that he's Batman, super rich, and his parents got killed. You've got to play up the personality a little.
Well, the problem is he's too young. He wasn't at that party drinking. He was just at that party because whatever. So
I understand he can't drink, but don't be as serious. Make it seem like you don't care, even though you do care.
It's interesting. Obviously, you have the other thing with the Penguin where he calls them out about killing them people. That was interesting as well. The fear toxin. The scenes with that when people were getting sprayed with the fear toxin, they're saying the things, the kind of Riddler bit was kind of cool. I like that. And then you had the penguin or chicken headline, that was kind of jokes. I like the transformation into the Scarecrow. That bit at the end was kind of cool. And one thing that kind of, because this is, I know it's going to be one of them kind of thing, is a thing at the end where he's leaning on the window, he goes through and then the police come in and nab him. It's like, dude, it's like, if he better not get like caught. He like pulls his yeah, because
he's not going to get caught.
Because like the lights are on him, he's got his mask off, and it's like whatever. It's like it's bringing way too much. I guess he's got to be a bit like not too good, but in that sense I'd rather he gets his head kicked in than the police get involved, because that's like, oh yeah, there's one time 10 years ago Bruce Wayne was dressed up like ballied up and was like caught at a crime scene or whatever. That ain't good, and you know it's going to be one of them things where he's going to explain it away in 2 minutes, and it's like, why put it in if you're going to explain it in 2 minutes? Whether they're trying to do a bit of a cliffhanger, like, oh, what's going to happen, but you know what's going to happen. So yeah. Let's talk numbers. This is going to be a very kind of Scarecrow thing. One thing with their kind of origins, now you've got to look at Scarecrow's kind of written off now, because everyone's going to know it's Jonathan Crane. It's not like they're going to catch him, rehabilitate him, and then he's going to be a psychotherapist, and then 10 years he's going to take up the mantle of Scarecrow again. It's like, in terms of his kind of, this is his origin story for this program now. Like, everyone knows who he is, so...
Yeah, see, that was my... I mean, to say that now, that was kind of my confusion and probably my frustration in the early years of the show, is that was it from the beginning. But as soon as he shows up and he's a mental little weirdo, there's no way he's going to be a doctor. So I thought it was really set in stone. They've just kind of pulled the trigger now, which is, it's still very early, but that's the show.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess he's going to be a big focal point as a villain, as it were. You've got Solomon Grundy going to pop up. You're going to have Riddler out of the ice soon enough. And I guess the malingering thing leading up to the finale is, as Bruce said, the return of Ra's al Ghul. So that's interesting.
The Joker's going to pop back up at some point as well, isn't he?
You've got to kind of figure, because they were bumming around Arkham this episode, and I mean, I'll call this as an Easter egg for myself and what I've saw. You saw the old man with the little I don't, now I think about it, I think I had these hesitations watching it. He had the little horses on the puppets, and I was thinking, is that like a nod to the ventriloquist? But it's like, you know what I mean, maybe not so much because it didn't have puppets, but I was expecting, because it like focused a lot on the people in the place, and there's no one there that you could like really attribute to another character, and you didn't see any big characters that have already been in there. So whether they do this thing where like Jerome pops up every season to do something, you know, if so, whatever.
Is Harvey Dent ever going to show back up? Surely at a time when they're doing this thing where Penguin's like legalising crime, if ever there was a time for that character, it will be now.
I think maybe they're going to stick with his, whether they're shelving him till Bruce gets older and he can get more involved with his detective thing, like hanging around and having a friendship with him, or whether they're actually going to do it with the Falcons and have it in the courthouse and he gets his face acided, whether they're actually going to stick to that thing. But yeah, to me, they've kind of shelved it. You've got, I know in the third episode, Sophia not Corleone, damn it. Falcone. Yeah, Falcone. She's going to pop up and she's going to end up coming back to Gotham, and there is a kind of long Halloween hint kind of thing, but really I don't know what they're doing with him. Whether they've got an idea and they're going to kind of bring him in or whatever, but really there's no need for him popping up.
Well, then they never should have introduced him in the first place.
Yeah, I think they were just like, okay, let's pull in as much of these kind of characters as possible to, like, you know, a wide swath, as it were, of characters, and then see what happens. But maybe it's not a bad thing that, you know, they've shelved him and they're kind of waiting for the actual appropriate moment to kind of utilize him, because really they're kind of overburdened at the moment. Scarecrow, Solomon Grundy, Penguin, Riddler, Ra's al Ghul in this thing. I mean, are you really going to need a bad Harvey Dent as well?
No, I mean a good one. I think they are overburdened with villains, but really all you've got is Harvey Bullock and Gordon.
Well, they're kind of, it looks to be like they're building like Bruce and Gordon's kind of as when they had their conversation, it looks like they're kind of trying to build a case to bring the Penguin down. Whether Harvey's going to pop up as being like a guy who's not bought and the kind of person who can bring the Penguin down, and then maybe the Penguin acids him near the end of the season. I mean, but yeah, it kind of looks as though they're kind of looking to bring down the Penguin right now, so whether he pops up as part of that, but no word on him yet, but we'll wait for an update.
Okay. Scores, I'll give it a 7.5. I thought it was okay.
I'll give it an 8. I liked it. I'm hyped for the next episode. There's a lot of things I'm looking forward to off the bat, and I'm really, you know what I mean. I think the first part of this is going to be real nice, and then like when we get to the mid-season and we start hearing, oh, next half of the season this person's going to pop up, this person's going to pop up, that's going to get me more hyped. So yeah, I'm excited to see any new additions or whatever, but for now, solid. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
And you know this is the only place where you can get the hottest reviews, The Hub.